Hello, and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel and Substack. Today I'm in my office and I'm walking on my treadmill today, on my standing desk and my treadmill as I come to you from this video. It is a rainy, cold day and I needed to get some steps in, so this is how I accomplish it. I work and I walk at the same time. There's a lot of research around, having, 10,000, 12,000 steps a day. I think it's 8,000 actually is the minimal. I strive for more around 15,000. I really like to be active and movement is absolutely medicine for me. So yeah, I feel good doing it. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. But I figured I'd bring it up since I'm walking. Today, I want to talk to you about building the bridge to your infinite potential because honestly, I really believe we all are infinite potential, and our mind really plays a huge role in whether we're positive or negative about it, whether we believe it or we don't believe it, right? I mean, you have to see yourself well. You have to believe that it's possible for you for it to happen. And sometimes if that belief is really hard for us to see, that's when I bring in things like homeopathy and flower essences because they can help us have that belief. But we have to have this belief and this knowing that we are actually infinite potential and we can achieve really anything we want. And a lot of the things that I teach and preach are there to help you build that bridge so you can start to understand because we can't see it sometimes that we are infinite potential and that we can achieve anything we want, right? So we build these bridges that help us understand that about ourselves. So I teach a lot of different things. And the reason why is because we're all unique and we're all different. And we have these, I think of all the things that I teach as different portals that help us achieve our infinite potential. Okay. So things like homeopathy, that's one portal, right? Circadian biology, circadian rhythm, that's another portal. Nutrition, tissue salts, astrology is another portal. Nervous system healing with rhythmic movements, grounding, sunlight, emotional healing. These things are not destinations. They're not one-stop shops. They all work together. They're not like one protocol that fixes everything. They're bridges. They're bridges and they're portals. Everything I teach is a portal, a doorway that helps you reconnect with who you truly are beneath the symptoms, the conditioning, and the survival patterns that we're all stuck in. Okay. So healing is more about a remembering of who we really are. And I've definitely felt that along my journey. And that who we are becoming. So it's a combination of both. It's a remembering of who we are and an evolution of who we're becoming. And I personally do not believe we are broken. I do not believe we need to be fixed. I don't believe that we are just, we don't need to be fixed. Like our bodies are amazing self-healing machines that can really do our infinite potential, that can do anything that we will them to do, basically, right? So I believe much of this process is about remembering who we are, what our bodies are capable of. Like when we're younger and, we trip and we fall and we get a cut as a kid, we don't worry about it becoming chronic. We don't stress about it. We just know that the body's going to heal it and everything will be fine, right? And it does. And it brings heat and it brings inflammation and it brings everything to the surface to heal. And that miraculous body just does it. Just like when you get pregnant, if you're a woman, I've had 3 children, my body just, it did it. Like it just grew a child and I didn't have to like think or control or wield it. It just did this magnificent, amazing thing. And when I gave birth, it just did it. Like it just did it. Like that is incredible. Your body is so incredible, right? So they are capable of so, so much. Like we are really infinite potential. Okay. We have to remember our connection to nature, our own internal intuition, our purpose, and our innate wisdom. Your body is always trying to move towards balance. Remember that every time your body has a symptom, it's an attempt to achieve homeostasis again. And sometimes we simply need to remove the interferences and create conditions for healing. So, in removing those blockages, those interferences, and creating a space where we could actually heal. This is what I mean, where every tool becomes a portal that I teach about. Sometimes people sometimes become attracted to one modality, one thing, and they think this is the answer, just that one thing. I know there was a time in my life where I was just looking for the one diet. I did them all, from the carnivore to keto to low oxalate, low histamine, autoimmune protocol, right? They're looking for that one magic supplement, right? That one magic modality. Oh, I'm going to do myofascial release, and this is going to be the cure-all. Or I'm going to do EMDR, and this is going to be the cure-all, right? We're looking for that one answer. But I've learned that every healing tool is simply a doorway to many other things, okay, to many others. And it's a doorway among many others, okay? And it's like, I think my mother, I said this to me one time when I was really sick. I would see all these different practitioners, and she's like, you take, even though like there was no practitioner that I saw that really healed me, but it was like one pearl on my necklace. And I grew the pearls until I finally became whole again, or till I finally became healed. And when I say healed, I don't mean that I don't have things that I still work on, because we all do. Okay. And I'm still collecting those pearls on my necklace. I'm still learning. Okay. So homeopathy teaches us that symptoms have meaning and that the healing happens from the inside out, right? Circadian biology teaches us reconnect to rhythms of nature and reminds us that we're designed to live in harmony with light, darkness, and seasons, right? Nutrition shows us how to nourish our bodies and support our needs, right? Tissue salts remind us that small things can create profound change, like a small tissue salt, that mineral balance can support the charge and redirect and offer like this tuning fork to the minerals and how they work in our body. Astrology offers insights into our gifts, into our wounds, and our soul's lesson. That's why I love astrology. I love to go deep, very Scorpio. Nervous system healing helps us move out of survival into safety. And nervous system healing, is intertwined with nutrition and circadian biology and homeopathy and tissue salts. They help the nervous system. And, we're invited through all this work to help us feel, help us forgive, help us grow, help us release, right? None of these are separate. They all are leading us back to ourselves. So the goal is never dependence. My goal has never been for people to depend on me forever. I've said this many times. I don't want to be anybody's guru. I am not your guru, right? I want to help you become empowered. I want to help you trust your body again. I want to help you learn to follow your intuition. I want to help you connect back to source, to God, to whatever it is that you feel called to connect back to. Okay. I want to help you connect back to your own innate wisdom. So I want to help you, because true healing creates freedom. The goal of true healing is to be free. So you know what your body needs. You're connecting with your intuition and your body, right? And you have this inner wisdom and this source connection, and you're able to just really be free and just enjoy your life. That's the goal of real healing, is freedom, right? That's what we all want when we're trying to heal. I mean, oh my goodness, look. I write post-its all the time and put them under my water, and I am free has been like one of the ones that I always say to myself, because that's what I want. The freedom. Freedom means a lot to me. Freedom financially, freedom to have autonomy, freedom to move my body because it feels good. I mean, freedom, I could go on and on about what it means to me. But yeah, freedom of not freedom of symptoms completely, because that's not real life, but freedom of restrictions and limitations, right? So yeah. So we're building the bridge, okay? That's how I think about this. I often think of healing as building a bridge. One side is fear. Think of the bridge. One side is fear, exhaustion, disconnection, chronic symptoms, old patterns, self-doubt. That's one side of the bridge, okay? On the other side of the bridge that we're trying to get to, right? These portals that we're going to take us across the bridge are vitality, peace, purpose, joy, resilience, and your authentic, true expression of who you really are. We build that bridge one small step at a time. Not overnight, certainly not perfectly, not in this linear fashion. It's up and down. But we build it consistently. Okay. So if this sounded interesting to you, you know, keep in mind that this is the work that I do with my clients, right? Because the infinite potential already exists within you. And I believe every human being and dog and animal and thing on this life, on this planet, carries infinite potential. Not because we need to become someone else, not because there's so much of ourselves that we haven't uncovered. Healing expands our capacity. It allows us to, and I just had a client say this to me. Oh, my dog is distracting me. He's playing with something on the floor. Healing allows us to love more deeply. I just had a client say that to me, like that, and I have felt that through my healing journey. Like, wow, I love my feelings of joy and love are just more abundant. It allows us to create more freely, serve more freely when we have greater capacity, right? Experience more joy and become more fully ourselves. That's what healing really is. It's not about the headache or about the diarrhea or about any of that. That's the true healing. That's the magic that I'm trying to bring. Not magic, but that's the portals of where I want you to feel. And I can fully say I've experienced all of these things myself through my healing journey. So, my role as a practitioner for you, I don't see myself as someone who heals people. Okay. That is not what I do. I do not heal you. Okay. Healing has to come from within. But the homeopathic remedy or the flower essences or the tissue salts or the sunlight protocol or the nutrition or the rhythmic movements you do with me, those are portals. That's my job. I provide the portal to help you move. My role is to hold space, right? To hold space for you. My role is to offer guidance. My role is to provide tools. My role is to help you connect dots, walk beside, walk alongside you in your journey. That's my role. Okay. Sometimes all we need is someone who can see the light in us when we've temporarily forgotten it was there. And that was true for me along my healing journey. There are many people who saw my light. There are many people who squashed my light and put it out that I saw, and I vowed never to be that way. But there are many people who did support me and brought my light forward, and I'm always thankful for them. I don't know what he's playing with. It's like a bug on the floor. Sorry. So my closing message is everything I teach, whether it's homeopathy, light, minerals, emotions, astrology, it's just a bridge. It's a portal. It's an invitation. It's not perfection, but towards greater wholeness. Okay. It's an invitation towards greater wholeness, to remember who you truly are, towards living the life that you were created for. Okay. We all have our own soul blueprint. We all have a purpose here in life. What is your purpose here? That's also important to me. So if you're ready to stop chasing quick fixes, I am not a quick fix person. If that's what you want, that's not my job. Start building the bridges back to yourself. If you want to build that bridge back to yourself, I'd love to support you. Okay. I do this through my one-on-one work. I provide a compassionate space where you can feel seen, heard, guided without judgment. And together we use the tools that resonate with you and help uncover the next step in your healing journey. You can learn more about working with me on my website, brightlightwellnesscoach.com. Okay. You can also check out any of my webinars, masterclasses, and things like this, where you could learn about any of those other things. Like I have a masterclass on light. That's a portal. I have a masterclass on cellular hydration. There's a portal. I have a masterclass on nutrition. Another portal. A masterclass on tissue salts. Another portal. These can all help grow and help you build that bridge. Okay. So, yes, I'd love to know in the comments too, what has been the biggest portal for you on your healing journey? Like, what has moved you? What has helped you cross that bridge? What were those portals that helped you so far in your healing journey? Please let me know. I always want to expand my knowledge and learn more for clients' work because, I feel like as a practitioner, it's really important for me to keep growing and expanding and not just stay stuck. Okay. In what I have, but I think I offer a very well-rounded amount of tools currently right now that can really, really support people in huge ways. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and let me know in the comments how I can help as well. And yeah, I look forward to supporting you on your healing journey. Have an incredible rest of your day.